All right, we are live. Welcome to this week's live session here in the Land Flipping Formula Facebook group with your hosts Aaron Perez and Abdiel. We're here for another eventful and very insightful live session for you all. Super excited for what we got today. How about you? Are you pretty excited, Abdiel?
I'm so excited. We got some good stuff today.
There you go. There you go. We were Abdel and I were getting everything ready before this live session just to make sure that y'all get the most out of this, right? So if you are watching this live, let us know you can hear us. Let us know you can see us, so we can know everything's working. Um, Actually, hold up. Let me do something real quick. Where is it at? There you
There you go. I was wondering, something was missing. I was like,
go.
something does not look right on our,
Yeah.
on our screen there.
It's all right. It's
Yeah.
the logo. It's the branding there. But yeah,
Yeah.
if you are watching this live right now, let us know you're watching.
Send us those.
Comment live.
Yeah.
Exactly. And if you're watching the replay, comment replay so we can know who's interacting and who's watching this after the live session. Right. But yeah. Yeah. So today we have something extremely important. So what we are going to be covering today is the strategies that we use to analyze our deals. Right? So Abdel and I and everyone in the land flipping community and the land investing pros community, we all use the same strategies, the same formula to be able to analyze deals, right? And that's for many reasons, honestly. Um, so that we don't lose money, so we can make money, and that's what we are going to be going over today. Okay, but if you do have any questions, leave them in the comment section. We'll get to them, and also at the very end, we will open it up to everyone who's watching, and we can answer all of the questions that are coming in. Right, so it's going to be very interactive. I want you to get the most out of this live session. Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll get right into it. This topic will be extremely important, so please stay to the end and stay for the whole thing because you're going to get a lot of value out of it. Um, you will lose a lot of money if you do not analyze your deals correctly. You
Right.
will miss out on a lot of money you if you don't analyze your deals correctly. You do not want to invest into a property and lose money in it just because you didn't analyze it well enough.
Yeah.
Because at
You do
that
the
point, it's
research.
your fault,
That's
right?
true. Yeah, that's a very important process to figure out. And you can really just goof up and invest in something terrible and lose a lot of money just because you didn't do enough research. So definitely pay attention, stay tuned. I mean, so let's just ask the question: why is it so important to analyze, every offer that you make? I mean, first of all, there's some people who will send out neutral letters just to everyone, and that's just asking like how much you think your land is worth to the person that you're going to buy it from. And honestly, that's not the best way to go about it. And mainly because they can tell you whatever number they feel is like. You want to give an offer so that way you are able to negotiate on your terms. You know,
Hmm.
and also you're not wasting a lot of time. You don't want to send out letters to someone or to a market that's not really worth it. You know.
Exactly. Yeah. And so, like you said, Abdel said, you don't want to play on their terms. You're the one putting the offer out. You want to be the one taking the initiative, and you want to take control of any renegotiation that has to occur. But when you let that property owner decide how much their property is worth, they have control. They can throw any number out they want, and you're gonna have to play with what they say, right? And
Right.
you don't want that
It's true.
whatsoever. Yeah, and so what you should be doing is sending out offers and sending them correctly to each deal, right? And so, Junior, why do you, I guess why is it so important to have a specific offer for each pocket of a market?
Well, every market is different, like, and like there's gonna be pockets in your area that are gonna be worth a lot more a lot or a plot of land in one area of the same county that you're looking into, it's going to be worth like 30K, where another one is going to be like 3K or 10K or whatever like
Mhm.
that. So you definitely don't want to make the same offer to both of those people, because one will think you're a charlatan or a crook if you're offering too low, and that's happened before. I think Aaron has
Yeah.
told me a little bit about that, and I've definitely done it myself before. And it just takes a lot of research to get into that, so that you don't goof up, and then you can negotiate well and not waste time in that negotiation process. You want them to say yes, so that you can continue on in the process.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Because you want to take control of it, and like Abdiel said, a property, let's say, a quarter acre on this side of town is worth 3,000, but a quarter acre on the other side of town is worth 40,000. So you don't want to offer both quarter acres the same amount, because one of them is going to be pissed and the other one will say yes, but you just wasted a letter. You just wasted money on sending an offer to this person who will obviously say no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Didn't you have a VA that sent you something about?
Yeah, yeah. So this week, I mean, we get them all the time, but yeah, this week
This
I
one,
didn't download
this
it
one
on
was
my.
actually G-rated.
Yeah, yeah. This one was G-rated. Um, so I did have it on my phone, but basically the person, I sent an offer out to this property, and they sent the letter back to me, and they wrote, "No freaking, are you freaking kidding me? Don't waste your time. This is a slap in the face." And so obviously he was just offended. I probably offered too low on it. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I did. So you'll get that, right? You'll get
Yeah,
a lot of people just pissed at you. And so it's all right to get some people pissed because you're offering them a
yeah,
low amount, but you don't want to offer everyone such a low amount and get everyone pissed at you and everyone saying no. That's not
yeah.
a good strategy.
And don't feel bad. I mean, there's some people who are just so high on their horse that think their
Yeah,
land is worth so much more, and you really don't just don't think about it. Just move on.
exactly, exactly. Yeah, and so that's why you have to analyze each offer and each property before you send out those letters, so that you make sure that you're sending the right price, the right offer to these properties, right?
Yeah,
And so that's just the beginning of it. This is before you get people saying yes. But now what you have to do is I guess the question is, why is it so important to analyze each accepted deal? Because as soon as you send those letters out, you're going to get people saying yes and no. Well, every person that says yes, you're not going to jump on all of them. You're not going to purchase all of the properties of the people that say yes, which
yeah.
is
Just for
crazy because
anybody.
yeah, and you offered very little for the property and you'll get a bunch of people saying yes, but you're not going to move forward with all of them. And this is different than other real estate strategies. If you offer a certain amount and someone says yes, you want to jump on it quick because it's going to be forever until you find another one. But
Right,
in our niche, in our strategy, we get the chance to pick the best deals,
right.
right? And you can jump and you should only be jumping on the best deals.
Yeah,
And so that's just a cool thing about it, right?
yeah. You'll get a lot of quantity of people saying yes. It's quite a lot, and mainly because you've offered a low price, if you've done your research right or analyzing right, and you don't, like Aaron said, you don't just want to move on. You want to be able to qualify or funnel out the ones that are not worth moving on with. Again, you're trying to save your time and move on with the ones that are actually going to be sold, that are good properties to invest in, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Like, yeah, exactly like you said. And so some of the things that you should be analyzing when you get these accepted deals is you need to see if you priced it right, because you might have you're going to be dealing with a lot of data, a lot of properties, and so you might have made a mistake and priced it incorrectly. And that happens, doesn't it shouldn't happen too often, but it could happen. And so you need to make sure that you priced it right, right? So let's say if the property is worth 5,000 and you offered 4,000 on it, that's not a good deal, right? You thought when you prepared everything, when you prepared the list to send out, and you offered it correctly according to your like what you did on research, and you sent it out and they accepted it, but then you find out, oh crap, I offered too much. So at that point, what you have to do is you have to renegotiate. right? And so you can go back and renegotiate that price, right? But let's say you offer 3K and the property's worth 12K, then that's a good deal. That's good money right there, right? And or 15K, that's good money. But let's say you offer three and you can only sell it for five, and that's a bad deal. So you have to check those numbers first. After you look at that, after you look at the numbers, you have to make sure you could even sell the property, right? So that's something you should be looking at. Um, or how likely will it be that you can? How likely will it be that you sell it fast? Okay, because this business is about making money. It's about getting cash flow coming in. It's not
Yeah.
about just owning land. It's not
When I
what this is
empty
about.
out that inventory.
Yeah, exactly. All the money you get in, all the inventory you get, you want to get rid of it as fast as possible. It's cool. You own land. That's dope. But
it's
like,
not it's not green in your pocket in your bank account,
exactly.
so it just,
Hmm.
yeah, you want to get it out as fast as you can. The great thing is that there's so many tools to do that, but we'll talk about that later on.
Hmm.
But you definitely want to verify that you're making a good investment and that you can sell this property well fast enough, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's why you gotta analyze. I mean, analyzation or doing the research at tedious work will pay off. Save you a lot of time. It may seem like it's taking a lot of your time, but it's actually saving you from negotiating with people who are not worth negotiating, or dealing with properties that are not worth dealing with.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Exactly. Exactly. Yep. And so that's why it's so important to analyze that deal. Also, you have to make sure that where you have that accepted offer isn't in a bad market, because again, you're sending out hundreds of letters, maybe even thousands of letters, and you could have mail to a bad market, right? That one property could have been in a bad market, and so you have to verify that before you move forward with it, so that again, you are picking the cream of the crop. You're picking the best properties to move forward with, right? And yeah, you just have to make sure ultimately at the end of all of it, you have to make sure that it's not a bad property.
right,
And there are good properties and bad properties, and there a lot of things are factored in. A lot of things determine whether it's good or whether it's bad. First, if it's in a bad market, then the property's bad. If the property has power, it can have power, it can have water, it can have road access, it can have everything. But if it's a bad market, then it's not a good investment.
right. So those are some things that you should be looking for as you're analyzing each deal after it's been accepted. After an offer has been accepted, they say yes to your offer, and you're like, okay, cool. Let me look more into it to make sure it's a good investment. Let's find out more about this deal, this property, and then you gotta go in and see, does it have a clean title? Are there utilities like water, electricity? Is it by a road? I mean, I've I don't know how many times I've been asked that. Oh, does it have a road and stuff like that? You need to make sure that you can answer all these questions so that you can sell it as fast as possible. All of this needs to be cleared out before you can put it out in the market.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. And so those are the things you're looking for in that property, right? And so, like Junior said, you have to make sure you have to see if the title's clean before you purchase the property. You need to see if it has utilities. You need to see if it has road access, if it has legal access, if it's in a hot market. And in the end, you just have to find out if it's going to sell, if you will be able to sell it easily. Okay. Um, it's yeah, it's just not a good idea buying something just because you think it's going to sell. You have to verify that it's going to sell, and
Yeah,
those are the things that you do to actually determine that, right? Um, Another thing I want to talk about is the utilities. That is not required for you to sell a property fast. I've purchased plenty of property, like so many property, plenty of properties without power, without water. But it was in a hot market, and so people bought it and fast, right? And that's really what it came down to. the property was good enough, but the market was extremely hot, and so it was really good for them, right? So before we get into the next section, which we're going to talk about the tools that we use to analyze these deals, right, to get all this information that we're looking for. But we do have a question from on YouTube. Someone YouTube, seanmaj. He says, "Should I send postcards or neutral letters before when just getting started, or better when just getting started?" Okay. Don't send any of those. Don't send postcards and don't send neutral letters. We talked about it a little bit earlier. The neutral letters, they just don't work. You're gonna waste too much time in that. I apologize. They could work. You might get some people saying yes, but you will waste too much time on it because you're sending letters out saying, "All right, well, let's do an example. Abdel, let's act like I'll play out the situation. I'm the investor and you're the property owner. I send you a letter and I say, "Hey, are you interested in selling your property? If you are, call me." What would your initial idea be? What would your thought be
I mean,
as the property owner? Someone saying, "Hey, I want to buy your land." What are you going to respond with that?
I don't even know if I want to like buy or sell my land.
Hmm.
You know, not everyone is really looking to sell their land, and if they were, they would probably think of the highest price. I'll definitely start thinking about, oh man, I could really get some bang for my buck, or more buck for my bang, I guess, for my land.
Hmm.
Yeah. So you would see, I would definitely, if I were to call you and negotiate with you, it would be a high price. I'd be like 100K,
Yeah,
depending on the land, right?
yeah,
Something ridiculous. Because people tend to overprice their own property. You know, they think their land is worth more than it is.
hmm yeah. But if I were to send you an offer and I present myself as a land investor that knows the market, then that puts me in, it sets me up as a leader. It sets me up as someone who knows what I'm talking about and I know the value of that property.
It makes you the professional, and
Exactly.
that's the court that you want to be playing in, Sean, so that you can negotiate better and negotiate in your terms rather than what the property owner thinks is worth. You know, yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Perfect. Yeah. So don't send neutral letters and postcards. Um, no, they're just old school. You want just send out blind offers, send out an envelope with your name, the owner's name, and you saying, "Hey, I'm interested in buying your property for this amount." And if you accept, then reach back to me and we can move forward with that. Um,
Because we have another one.
yeah, you want to read this? Do you guys think
Yeah.
there's some sector in
Do you
investment?
guys think there's some sector in investment that should be stayed away from completely? Great work, guys. Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks. So I don't know what you mean by sector and investment. Are you talking about other types of investments like crypto
Insurance,
or stock or what?
Bitcoin.
Yeah,
Uh,
let us know. Um, Definitely don't stay away from land flipping. That's probably your best
yeah,
investment right now. So that's our advice, I think. Right?
yeah, it's something very concrete, very real.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, and you can do it from anywhere. Like we're showing
exactly.
you here, um, literally from home on your computer. You can do it from a beach. If you want to be a beach bum, you can do that.
That's the dream.
I think he
Yeah. So
replied.
it says basically any investment. I don't know if I can. I personally can't give you any advice on what to stay away from, just because I'm not an expert in every type of investment. So I couldn't tell you that, but I could tell you, like I said, like and Abdiel said, land flipping is very real, very secure, and very lucrative. So
Yeah.
definitely steer towards land
Couldn't tell
flipping.
you enough about everything else, other types of investments,
Yeah,
um, to say specifically stay away from this, man.
yeah, exactly. Cool. So we'll jump into the last section that we have of our training, which are the tools. What tools do we use to analyze our deals? And so Abdiel and I, we each have our land flipping business. He has his and I have mine, but we use the same strategies. We use the same formula, and we use the same tools every single time we get a deal in front of us. And so to name off a few, we use the county GIS map, right? Which every county usually has one. Some are better than others, but we have the county GIS map, and that's just to get more information about the property, get the property lines, and just get as much information about that property as possible. And we use that. We use data tree, which allows us to basically do the same thing, um, but we use data tree along with the GIS map. We use the county treasurer to get information about the property, especially about the property taxes that have been paid or haven't been paid, right? And how much the property taxes are per year. We use that. We use Google Earth to look at the property even more, and we can even get screenshots and our marketing content from Google Earth. Same thing with Google Maps. We use Zillow to look
Yeah.
at the area to determine if it's a hot market. We look at comps through Zillow, and we just um, use Zillow a lot, pretty much, just to get an
Yeah.
understanding
Zillow
about the
is-
market.
We definitely use Zillow
Hmm.
daily, just to determine if a market is hot, how much is being sold, and how much is for sale. You
Hmm.
definitely want to see high competition
Exactly, exactly. Perfect. Yeah, like high competition. Then we also use Facebook Marketplace to determine if the market is hot,
as
right?
well.
Yeah.
I've done that, like basically putting kind of like a fake ad just to see how much in that area, how many people would reply to you. You just want to see how much is getting, how much, like if you were fishing, how much it, biting, I guess, of getting. I'm not a fisher. I don't know if you, yeah, so I don't know why I went into that analogy. If you were fishing, I'm assuming that you're looking for the places where all those fishes are biting, and that's what you're looking for when you're doing Facebook Marketplace. You're putting ads out there about land to see how many people are actually looking to buy stuff and are being serious about it. Um, yeah, I've gotten good results from that just because, I mean, a recent one that I've done got like 2 views and one person replied, just asked me if it had utilities and stuff like that, and yeah, he wasn't even serious. So I know that that's not a good place for me. So I moved on. And it's quick, you know. It was all in one day, and you could see it. Yeah,
Yep, exactly. Yeah. So you're testing out the market because yeah, you don't determine what's valuable. The market determines what's valuable. And so if no one's purchasing there, no one's interested in it, then it's not valuable. And all right, cool. Move on to another place where properties are valuable or that area, the land is valuable. So yeah, use Facebook Marketplace. We also can use local real estate agents. This is if we want to do even more research on the market. You
yeah,
can call a local real estate agent, and you can tell them, "Hey, you don't want to make it seem like you're just getting information out of them for
yeah,
free. So like, I don't know, just don't be a douche about it. I guess
yeah.
just don't be
Don't
don't
waste
be
your time.
inconsiderate. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
don't waste your time. But it's a good way to get information.
Yeah. Yeah, you can call them and say, "Hey, I'm interested in buying property in this area," or "Hey, I'm interested in selling one of my properties here. Do you think I could sell it and how much?" Or you can say, "Hey, I'm interested in buying a property and then selling it right away. Do you think it'd be a good investment?"
Yeah,
And if they, I guess, see that they could be a client of yours, like if they could sell your property and make money off of it, then they will probably be free with their information and they'll just give it to you for free.
yeah.
But yeah, so those are the tools we use. Um, but yeah, any last things about those tools, Abdel?
No, I think we covered them pretty properly.
Okay.
Yeah, for the most part. I think we have a few questions though. Um,
Oh yeah.
on Facebook.
So, but before we get to the questions, we'll open it up for everyone to ask questions. But I want to give out an offer to you who is starting out in land investing and learning more about it. If you do want to learn our land flipping formula, the formula that we use to 3x to even 4x our money with each deal, then click on the link in the description. It should be above or below, and you can book a 15-minute strategy session with us where we can talk about your goals, see where you're at in your business, see what we can do to get you to the next level. And if you are a good fit and if we're a good fit for you, then we can move forward and work together and we can take you to the next level and start getting you that land flipping money, right? So if you are interested in that, like I said, click on the link. It's in the description somewhere around this video. Book a 15-minute call, and we'll be able to get on a call and help you move forward and start achieving those goals this year in the next few months. All right. But yeah, that is for you all. But we do have questions, like Abdiel said. Let's pull this one up. Have you looked into commercial land flipping? Um, I have flipped some commercial land. Um, I don't. I guess we don't teach that as much. We don't focus on commercial land flipping, just because it's a little bit more complicated, and you have to deal more. You have to deal with more. But and residential is super easy. It's,
Yeah.
it's extremely easy, And so we like land flipping residential lots.
Yeah.
It's just a lot easier. There's a lot of money in it, but you could look into commercial land flipping, and
Yeah.
it might require a lot more money to purchase a property, which you might not be in the position for that.
And for me, that's a no.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, the question is, have you looked into it? And yes,
Oh,
yes.
have you looked into it? Oh, yeah, you're right.
I haven't done it, but I've looked into it. It's a no for me. Like Aaron says, it's complex, and this is a lot more of my niche.
Exactly. That's good. That's good. What do you think about web scraping tools to get sold data on Zillow into a spreadsheet to accurately price mailers? No, too complicated again. There are softwares, people who provide that kind of service, where you put in an area, and what they do is they pull the data from Zillow and Redfin, and they price it for you. But pricing property is sort of an art, and you should keep it as humanized as possible. So, or as human as possible. You have to be the one looking at the data and then deciding the information, right? It can either be you or it can be a virtual assistant,
Right.
either one. So you can train your virtual assistant to do that,
Yeah.
but you should try to keep it to a person to do that.
Yeah, you need human eyes on that. Definitely.
Exactly. Because you could mess it up. I've tried that and it just doesn't work. And I've heard of other people doing the same thing. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, I'm scared of it.
Yeah. Have you guys had success in raw vacant land in Texas? So Paul and Willie, they are having success in Texas. I know of other land investors that are doing the same thing. Abdiel and I, we're not in Texas right now,
Nope.
but other people are having success in that, and they're having a lot of success
It's
in
pretty
Texas.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that area is pretty
hmm But yeah, any other questions? We'll stay on here for a few more minutes. Let the questions come in, and we can answer it for you.
comments, questions, concerns,
Anything.
likes, jokes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
I'm having a bad hair day today, man.
Oh man, it's all good.
Yeah, it's all good. It's windy, so
Yeah.
can't do much about it.
hmm I yeah. I actually gotta get a haircut sometime soon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Come
it's
on,
been,
you guys. If you have any questions, let us know. We're here for you. Uh, we got
yeah,
a good one here.
yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. So, what is a good budget to start with? It's kind of it's that's a very specific question, I think, and each person is going to be different.
And
But let's say cuz all right, let me try to break it down.
I feel like
You
you
can,
for quite a while with this, but
yeah.
I go.
Yeah. And so it's really up to what markets you want to jump into,
Yeah,
because you can jump into a market where properties cost $2,500, $5,000, uh $10,000, and flip it for 3 times, 4 times more. Or you can jump into a market where the properties cost $300, $500, right? And so it's really up to you. and you can really choose how much you want to start with. You obviously should have some money saved up. If your question is like, what's the minimum amount? I would say minimum would be between $3,000 to $5,000, and $3,000 you can make it work. You can use that money to find the properties, and then use other people's money to acquire the property, and then sell the property yourself. Or you can use $5,000 and use that to find and purchase property, right?
Yeah,
So the minimum amount I would say between $3,000 to $5,000, but anything above that is good.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
because
true.
you can make it work, honestly.
Yeah,
Um,
good way to start if you're not feeling comfortable with it is with small markets like $300 and then selling them for three times what they're worth. That's really good to start with if you're trying to play it safe or just get used to it, or if you have it as a side business or something like that. Um, I will say it does require quite a bit of time, you know, to do the research and so on.
yeah, exactly. Yep, yep. Like Abdel said, that's a great strategy. You can jump into really cheap markets and get properties for extremely cheap. And or you another strategy is use someone else's money,
Yeah,
hmm to, to purchase the property. So any amount of money you have saved up is good.
pretty
You
much.
know, yeah, it's a good budget for it because you can make it work. I promise. If you want it to be successful, and if you want to flip land, then you can make it work.
Yeah. Don't be scared of it.
Nope, it's a lot safer than a lot of other investments for sure. Good stuff. Thanks, you guys. No problem, Jeremy. Cool, cool. I think that's good, man. How do you feel?
I feel pretty good, man.
All right, dope. Well, yeah, that's it for this week. We will be back next week, next Thursday at the same time, which is 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right?
Yeah.
And 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at the same time, same day. And we'll go from there. But before we go, again, if you are interested in working directly with us and taking your business to the next level and getting that monthly residual income from land, then book a call with us. We can get a strategy call in, and we can see if we're a good fit, and we can work together and move forward with that. But that is it for us. We'll see you next week. Bye.
See you guys. Bye.